Hi guys, Rich from Marshals podcast here. So we're back with another episode now of our Airsoft part of the stream. Now, what I want to do on this episode is just go through a little bit with a discussion on cheat calling and also one on camouflage. So we're going to go over obviously a few bits of the basics. I'm just going to adjust my camera slightly. Hopefully this will look better for you guys because I've got a brand new webcam that I got a couple of weeks ago. So it's the first one using that bit high quality. So with cheat calling, now it's one of those discussions that's been going around on the internet. It's been going around recently. I've seen other streams do it, other magazines talk about it, everything like that. Now one of the main things is with cheat calling, what's worse, actually being the cheater or being the person shouting out, take your hits? Now, to me, the worst thing is you're the person shouting out, take your hits. It's fine going, oh yeah, I've hit you, we've all seen it. Those of us that have been to Airsoft, we've all seen it on the field, in game, where you've got some new guy, he's got his brand new £2,000 gun that he's bought, and he thinks he can hit anyone from 1,000 metres away. Now, I can tell you from personal experience, from marshalling, and from playing, I've watched gameplay. I've been stood there watching people that have been accused of not taking hits. The person with the £2,000 gun over that way somewhere, he's shooting at you. Yeah, he's got you dead in his sights. What he's not seeing is the fact that 200 metres away there's a branch that's pinging his BBs off in that direction, or pinging his BBs off in that direction. Now, obviously, to overcome this, a lot of the sniper guys have gone to taking to heavyweight BBs. So a lot of people I've seen recently have been running 0.30 gram BBs in their AEGs. Now, that to me is a bit costly. On a personal preference, I prefer 2s or 2.5s just due to the cheapness of them, because I know I'm going to go out and my main aim for the day is going out shooting stuff. Now, I'm not going out to get as many hits as I can. I'm not going out to survive as long as I can. I'm going out to have a bit of fun, shoot some BBs at people, so I'm not really bothered about going out and spending 50 quid on a box of 0.3s when I can spend 20 quid on a box of 0.2s and get the same effect. So for me, personal preference, I normally go 2s or 2.5s. Anyway, that out of the way. So with cheat calling, I always wonder how people can not take a hit. Now, I've been hit many times. I've been hit by ricochets, by a low-powered AEG. I've been hit by a sniper rifle running a 500 FPS spring and running 0.4s and higher. I've been hit by pretty much everything going. I've been hit by HPA rigs. I've been hit by anything you can think of on the airsoft field. And in terms of that, I always wonder how people can't feel or hear the hit. The only reason I say that, and I'll demonstrate for you. So, one of the worst offenders I find are people that think they're invincible because they wear protective gear. So they wear one of these. Now, on these lovely helmets, they're brilliant. They're your typical polystyrene on the inside, like your general bicycle helmet. But if something hits it, you get a nice loud ting. Now, even better are the World War II helmets. Now, unfortunately, I don't have one of these, but some people wear the replica World War II helmets, which were tin. So with those, you get a proper ting on those. I've done it before. I've shot someone in the head that's been wearing one of these. Now, again, headshots, I only go for these if it's the only part I can see. I will never, ever wish on my worst enemy of taking headshots all the time. Only reason being, I've seen people do it. I've been hit in the face, I've been hit in the tooth, I've been hit all down my neck, I've been hit around the top of my head. Luckily, I've only ever took a couple of impacts on my glasses in the 10 years I've been playing, so nothing too major there. But again, if you hit the helmet, you hear a nice ting. Now, how can you do that? Now, the worst ever incident, I suppose, of cheating that I've had or experienced, well, there's two instances. One was a guy that he was lying down on the floor. Me and someone that stood next to me were shooting him, and you could actually see his leg twitching of him being hit. So you'd already acknowledged that you were being hit. Why not just shout it? Stand up, shout hit, walk off, come back in 2 minutes later. Simple as, really. But he wasn't taking it, so luckily the guy that I was with was actually marshalling at the time and doing player marshal, so he just whacked out his high vis, walked over, took the guy out of the game, job done. The other one was at the site. It's no longer around, unfortunately. It's been shut down because the owners just went their separate ways. But I actually was on the site, shot a guy with a pistol. Now, yes, it was a pistol, but I actually saw his head kick back from the impact. Because I could only see his head and his sort of this area generally, I just aimed centre mass and actually hit him there on the head and saw his head kick back. The guy proceeded to drop down the bush and light me up with a full auto fire. So yeah, needless to say, that guy got a round of fucks and soon got a bit of a warning and stern words off Marshals. I mean, the other thing that I always seem to find is some people, when I know it's winter and you're wearing several layers and you may not feel it, but you can always hear it. I mean, if I've got, this is a old Guns N' Roses t-shirt I've got on. If I do this, even if I flick the loose bits around me, like a BB would be hitting me, I can hear that. I can feel it. You know, even if I've got a jacket on or anything like that, if I flick, like gently flick parts of my chair, or if I pick up glasses case that I've got on my desk and flick that, I can hear it. And what makes me laugh even more is when people are wearing, sorry, my back a bit for this, wearing plate carriers. Plate carrier. Now, even on the part where I've not got any padding in this, you can hear that. If I hit the part where I've got padding in this, because I do have some foam plates in this one, it's a good solid thwack that you get. Even if you were running an AEG that is literally running, what? Say you're running a TM stock out of the box and it's 280 FPS. Say you're running that. You're still going to hear it. You're still going to feel it. Why cheat? Takes away the fun of the sport. And with cheat calling, like I say, it's one of those things you can say, oh yeah, I hit you, I hit you, I hit you. Now, bottom line is here, don't stand there and start shouting, oh, I hit you, take your hits, take your hits. Go tell a marshal. What a lot of sites are doing now is they will do random spot checks. Now, what they'll do is they may get a marshal, not necessarily in high vis, just so they don't get given away, but what they'll do is they'll walk out and they'll have either a pistol or something like that. They'll take a pot shot at a player to test them, player calls the hit, all that happens is the marshal runs over and goes, yeah, sorry, it was me, I was testing you. Good, you passed the test, crack on from where you were. No problems there. No problems there. The other one that you get is sometimes you'll get people, if you've been accused of it, marshals, and this is what I tend to do whenever I've been marshalling, is we'll come over and we'll stand near you and just sort of keep an eye on you and be in that general area so we can sort of go, yeah, okay, this person's taken the hit, this person's not, blah, blah, blah. But bottom line is, if you do think someone's cheating, shout for a marshal. They can go and stand over by them while you're shooting at them. They can go test shot at them. They can do everything that you're not allowed to do. So let them deal with it. That's their problem. If it's annoying you that much, leave the engagement, move away, carry on playing, just go to another bit of the site. So, just don't worry about it. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to have a quick drink of water. I'll go for a be right back screen, and we'll get over onto the discussion about camouflage. Hi guys, thanks for tuning back in. So basically what we're going to go through now is some discussion about camouflage. Now I've got a few pictures of myself in the field that have been taken by my friend Ian at Snoopy Snaps as well, so you can see a different selection of camouflage that I normally wear. So with camouflage, it's one of those weird topics. A lot of people sort of go, oh, you've got to wear camouflage, you've got to do this, you've got to do that to play Airsoft. Now, a lot of people bash the guys that we get that come along in a hoodie and jeans and stuff like that, or go in sort of speed soft gear. Now, I've played in hoodie and jeans, I've played in hoodie and trousers, I've played in full camo, I've played in a ghillie suit, I've even played in the dodgy camo overalls that you get when you first hire, things like that as well. So the main thing is, I suppose, camo is up to you. Personally, I've actually seen a guy in full desert camo in the woodland sneak up on a guy sat in the middle of a clearing road, actually get right up close enough to him to actually be able to knife him. Now, yeah, some of that may have been the other person wasn't paying attention to the surroundings, but that just shows you the effectiveness of camo. With Airsoft, it's not necessarily about camouflage, it's also about fieldcraft. Now, I've got a few pictures here, like I say. So, when way back when, now this one will probably make you laugh completely. Let me just see if I can get us to full screen, and that's about as big as it's going to go. So, if we go to this scene. So here, look. You can see way back when I used to wear just a DPM shirt, had my glasses on. I mean, this is before I had long hair, this is before I had a beard, so this is going back at least, what, 8 years. This would have been like my first year or so of playing. And generally, still have these pair of gloves, by the way. These are some from B&Q. But this is just a DPM shirt that I found online, found it off eBay, got that, really cheap, and it was just a nice shirt in general. Now, if we sort of fast forward a little bit, I still have my original DPM jacket. This one is from way back. This is going to be at least probably 3 years, 4 years, somewhere around there. So with this one, you can see I've got my DPM jacket on. I've got a belt rig on that I've got set up with my M4, and I've just got my hoodie underneath it. If I remember rightly, this one was in the middle of winter, so that's why everyone's sort of got fleeces, woolly hats, everything like that on there that you can see as well. And if we go a bit further on, there are ones where I've got sort of my full camo stuff on. So this was... Okay, sorry if this seems a bit choppy. I've just had to do a quick edit on this, just because I got a phone call halfway through doing the last take on this particular image. So this one, we're actually playing, I believe it's autumn time, going by the colours of the leaves. And as you'll see on this one here, so this is actually one of my sniper rigs that I've got on. So yeah, I've got full DPM, so I don't have many pictures of me in full ghillie. Normally when I'm playing a sniper rifle role, I'm normally doing like the squad sniper. So I'm normally with a group or somewhere like that and just there to help them reach the further targets. Now, with this particular one, as you can see, I've just got my DPM trousers, DPM jacket, my shemag and my DPM bush hat on. So again, it's a fairly old one. This one's probably around 2011, 2012, somewhere I'd hazard a guess, only due to the fact of it's my VSR and it's in the original stock, and it's before I've actually switched it over to my M48-3 stock that I've got now. So let me just find my next one. So I know that this one was a middle of summer game, and this was actually at MCG, middle of summer, so I'm playing in a t-shirt in this one. So this is again me sniping with my VSR, but you can tell it's middle of summer, in the middle of a roadie bush with a t-shirt, just my cap on backwards like I normally do, got my meshes on and sniping out the bush, and pretty well blended in, even for saying it's just a green t-shirt in a bush on that particular one. So as you can see, I do mix it up a little bit. There are ones where if I go for, just have a quick scroll through. So I have even played in just hoodie and a hat and what have you. So if I pull this particular one up, so this is me a couple of years ago at Matlock as usual, but this was just me running around with my KCO2 1022. I was just running around. I've just can't find a full image shot at the time, but I've got the Italian vegetato, however they say it, bottoms on, and I've just got my black hoodie, my scrim around my neck, and then a multicam bush hat on as well, and then just got my good old trusty B&Q gloves on because they're fingerless. So with this particular rifle, there is a lot you have to play about with it on there as well, just for adjusting the hop, because I've got a hop wheel on top that sits just under the scope, so sometimes it can get a bit fiddly if I'm playing with that. And then there are even ones where I'm just going around in different, like say in hoodies, things like that. One of the fun ones for you, just to show you what I'll wear as a bit of fun when I'm airsofting, is this one. So I've just got some green workman's trousers on, got my Punisher t-shirt on, zip up hoodie, and then I've actually got my other half's pink M4 with a box mag on, just for a laugh. This was pretty much me going out there and going, you know what, screw it, I'm going out having a bit of a laugh on this game. That is generally what happens. I mean, whenever I've played Airsoft, whenever I've got the spare time to go out and play Airsoft these days, a lot of the time I will just wear a hoodie or a jacket. I'll probably put my camo bottoms on just because I don't mind then if they get too muddied up. I could just strip them off, put a pair of jeans on, and then off I go. Same again with my boots. I've got some Viper camo boots that I wear, but I'll just have a pair of trainers in the car so that when I'm done at the end of the day or it's lunchtime, I want to take the boots off, just zip them off, chuck those on. One last picture, just so you can see the Italian veggie cam trousers that I'm on about. So on this one, you can actually see here, I've got the Italian veggie cam trousers on, so let me just zoom in so you can see them a bit. They are a bit blurred in this, but they're just Italian vegetato cam. It's just a bit of a different camo. Found them at a boot sale. They're only about a tenner off the guy, I think, and I was after some different trousers anyway, so they work quite well, even with multicam or DPM and what have you. And yeah, as you can see, just wearing a woolly hat, just to keep my hair out of the way. Got me AK, got me PX4 by the looks of that. There's Mrs. Arabos in the background firing away at someone with her AK as well. So there you go. Brilliant. So that pretty much wraps us up, really. Like I said, with camo, it's completely up to you. It's personal preference. There is no right, there is no wrong. The only time in terms of camo that I'd say you have to wear camo or wear a certain type of camo is if you're doing a mil sim and they have the rules or things like that, where people some days have rules saying, right, everyone in multicam is this side, everyone wears black or civilian clothing is this side, and they do it that way. That's just how some places do it if they don't want to use armbands or use tape or things like that. And also obviously how milsims do it or events do it is where they'll say, right, you've got to be in this clothing, you've got to be in this clothing. Now I do actually have, now I've closed it, a good example of that. So if I go here and go to, just find the image, sorry about this folks. So if I go here, and you can actually see here, this is when we did a theme game based on the game Stalker. So the guys that were on the Stalker side and things like that had to wear sort of post-apocalyptic clothing, what have you. So that's why I'm running with my wooden AK. I've got my long riding jacket, jeans. I've got my hoodie on underneath just as a jumper on there as well. Here's a bit better version of it when I use my friend's M4, but it's actually in the game, so you can see a bit more that we've got. Those of us that were stalkers were wearing pretty much civvies, different mismatch of Russian clothing, things like that, and then the opposing team were wearing camo. So that just gives you a bit better of an idea of sort of what I mean when I say some teams wear different bits and bobs. So with that in mind, I'll sign off now, guys. Now, we are coming up to Christmas time, so happy Christmas to everybody. If I don't manage to get a chance before, which hopefully I will, I'll see you guys all in the new year. Have a good Christmas. Enjoy yourselves, whatever you're doing, whether you come to me from the gaming community, the Gunpla community, the Airsoft community. Hopefully you all get something new to play with for in the new year. Talking of which, in the new year, in the gaming part, I won't be able to get any gameplay, but I will do a bit of a review on Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Seeing as we've bought a Switch, me and the missus have bought a Switch for Christmas with Let's Go Eevee, so we'll be doing a bit of a review on that, and also any other games I happen to get or pick up, and we'll also go through a few other bits on there with news and stuff that's looking forward to in 2019 gaming wise. What I may do before the new year and the gaming one, I may just do a bit of a general wrap up of how far I've come in the past 3 months or whatever it is, for the podcast and streams and things like that. Do a bit of an amalgamation, just a bit of a mishmash of everything and what we've done so far. So thanks very much for tuning in, guys. The other thing for the Gunpla guys, if you go on the website airbospodcast.com, there is some images on there of the Zeong high grade that I finally finished as well, so you can pick those up. But other than that, thanks very much, guys, for listening, watching, however you're tuning into us. Hopefully you all have a great Christmas 2018 and Happy New Year. And if I don't see you before, I'll see you guys in 2019. Thanks very much.